Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy, but not just any episode of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy is Lindsey Hunter. We have Sam Flannel in the audio booth. We have Spencer Raxter back as well. We have all of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there, get your thoughts. And guys, let's cut the shit and let's get into it. There's not a lot that needs to be built up. We're here to talk about it. We're here to discuss it. And the San Jose 49ers get the win over the Lions in the NFC Championship game. And 34-31. And look, I believe in the movie Cocktail, the bartender said it best. All things end badly, or else they don't end.
Absolutely. Hell of a quote. Hell of a quote.
It's the greatest quote of all time because it's true.
Yeah, it's very true. The fact of the matter, man, in sports, and we all know, at the end of the season, there's only one team that's going to be happy. One team. No matter you get to the Super Bowl or you don't. One team is going to be happy. Everybody else is going to feel like crap.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been...
Dude, Lindsey, one of these two teams that won yesterday are going to feel this way two Mondays from now.
2 weeks from now. And trust me, I've been on both ends of that. I've been on the team where we were the last team standing, and I've been on the team that we were the next to the last team standing. And trust me, being the next to the last team standing feels just like the rest of the other teams. Like,
if not worse.
You feel like crap. Yeah, you feel worse because you got there.
Right.
And it just burns a little more. I told you I cried after we lost to San Antonio the second time.
That was the second time.
I went in my room and cried. So I totally understand.
In the woodwardsports.com chat thread, look, I'm going to give my statement on it to kick this thing off and get this thing going. Nobody in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Neal, I processed it and I'm okay. It came down to execution. And this is my statement. The calls were right. The execution was wrong. Period.
Right.
We're cutting that off right here, right now. This is how they work, everybody. This is how Dan Campbell is. This is why the Lions are where they are. And you can bemoan analytics. And I had friends of mine, Lindsey, who turned out to be soft-ass friends that were saying, you don't do this in the NFC Championship game. No, nothing changes, man.
And that's the problem, what you just said, Neal. Everybody, Dan is a gambler. He's going for it on fourth. Yeah. He's been going for it on fourth the entire season. You and I talked about it before we got on air. 18 out of 21 during regular season. 4th and 3 or less in enemy territory, 18 of 21.
Do you know how much, and you guys may not like this, do you know how much your expected win percentage goes up by converting those? Exponentially. Guys, there's a reason they were shitty before and good now.
Right.
There's a reason. This is part of it. And that there will be no slander. I'll deal with it because that's my job.
Right.
But I'll also sit here and tell you, and look, I'm not going to do what you see a lot of people around this city, especially today, do. And I've been looking. I'll be quiet about it, but I'm looking around and I see it. I'm not changing up what I think.
No.
I'm not telling you one thing on Friday and then all of a sudden magically I'm different on Twitter on Sunday. No. I don't do that game. I don't play that stuff. Well, I will stand here and we will talk about this, and I will stand on business with it because I roll with Dan Campbell here, now, tomorrow, next season. Let's go.
And the thing about it, Neal, is the fact of the matter is the Lions have had an unbelievable run this season. And for people to start nitpicking at the end when it didn't end, like we just said, it was only going to be one happy team. Because it didn't end the way that you wanted it to, and now to start nitpicking at Dan Campbell about going for it on fourth is total bullshit. Like, give that man his props. He brought this organization back from the depths of hell, and now they're trending in the right direction. Dude, I told you, watching this team, and we talked about this, and I'm not going to keep saying I told you so, but we talked about this way back when, before all this materialized. We saw the makings, the inner makings of a great team, and it has come to pass. Now they have something sustainable. You have a young core that is only going to get better. Going through things like this will make you better. And I know people are going to say, I heard somebody say, well, the last time we were in a position like this and we lost, we never got back, and it was us or the Cowboys, and it ended up being the Cowboys. Yeah, but this is a different organization. This is a different group. It's not the same. This is a young core. This isn't a bunch of guys that are kind of tailing off at the end. It's totally different. They have sustainable success material.
No, they do. And look, I'm not telling you to not feel bad. I'm not telling you to sit here and think about that and say, oh, well, this goes away. No, this blows. Make no mistake. Right. This blows because it's one of those seminal moments. But again, as we said, either the Niners or the Chiefs are going to feel like this in 2 Mondays. Yes. This is the way that it works. It always ends badly or else it doesn't end. And look, you want to get into the debates about it and stuff like that, and I see you in here, and we're going to get to them, everybody. I'll include the chat even more than I normally do, right. which I always do anyway. Jan says, morning all, FJ 1967. Morning, Neal, everybody. And chat, Detroit Dabber 313, rip off the Band-Aid. That is what I'm doing today. I'm ripping off the Band-Aid right now. And Lindsey, some people are pissed at you. They think that you're mocking with the Lions t-shirt and stuff like that. And that guys, look, Lindsey is my friend. We've been friends for a long time. We've had drinks together in Alaska, as a matter of fact. Yes. That's the measure. That's the measure of a friendship, okay? But with that being said, no, because he did talk about this in shows in August and September and October. He got me on it. You got me, and that's fair. Like, you're a 49ers fan. We have the laughs and the yucks and everything like that. And but no, you were one of the OGs on this. You had to hold my hand and take me along.
Right. Spencer too.
Matt Vervelli, we're trending up. If Holmes can give us one more good offseason like he has the last 3 years, we'll be right there again next year. Anton, if he can make our defense elite, we will be there next year. Matt also said, as a Lions fan, I never experienced bandwagon fans before. They are the worst and the loudest crybabies. Bringing up SOL. Get the hell out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Spenny, how did you take it?
Took it hard. Not gonna lie, it sucks, man. It sucks. Obviously, you had it. You had the game in your hand. You had a 17-point lead at halftime. You can't let that go. You can't allow 27 unanswered points in a row. It's unacceptable. But what it comes down to is the Detroit Lions did not make enough plays in the second half, flat out. Nobody stepped up to make a play when a play needed to be made, and that'll get you lost. You can say it was the coaching. You can do the different things like that. The one thing I will put on coaching is I thought they abandoned the run too early, far too early. I thought we were gashing them in the run game, and in the second half they kind of went away from that for whatever reason. But the Lions players, they did not execute well enough in the second half, in my opinion. You needed your big-time players to step up and make big-time plays in the biggest spot, and nobody did. Nobody went out there and said, all right, we're not losing this fucking game. I'm going to make sure we don't lose this fucking game. And that's what happens,
like Brock
man.
Purdy did.
Yeah, Brock
Purdy did, no doubt. But with that, now hold on, everybody. Lindsey, what did you and I talk about on Friday in professional sports? Even, I would say, because that's the talk, right? Like, who's going to make the play? Right. And I brought that up, but I said at the same time, it's almost got more to do. What mistakes do you get away with?
What you get away with?
And Brock Purdy got away with 2 of them.
Yep.
And one of them turned into a touchdown off a dude's face mask. Yes. But that's what this is. And what do you get away with? They got away with it.
And think about it. We can go back in time and look at all the great Super Bowl runs, and there's always a play we go look at and say, they actually got away with that. The helmet catch. With the Giants,
no doubt.
You know, they're the off the leg with the Atlanta Falcons, and those plays happened.
The Julian Edelman catch.
All those plays happened. If think about it, a couple of those plays don't happen. The tuck rule in the championship game, the tuck rule against the Raiders. If those situations don't happen, then Tom Brady we can take 3 Super Bowls away.
No, and it is the fine line. Anton asked this, and I'm glad, Anton, that you asked this question because I do want to get into this. Anton said, bottom line, do you think Campbell should have kicked the field goal? No. They're 18 for 21 in those scenarios.
Right.
No, he shouldn't have.
Right.
I'm not putting it on him.
No way. No. Should he have kicked the field goal? You know what field goals get you on the road? They get you beat. Mm-hmm. They get you beat. Because, again, Flannel, you heard me talk about this all season long. A touchdown with an extra point is how much more than 2 field goals?
See, but here's where I will push back a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
I would have taken that first field goal when they were up 24-10. It was a 45-yard field goal. Michael Badgley had shown throughout the season, throughout his time with, well, not really this season, but last season, that he can make those field goals. It would have put the Lions up by 17. It would have given them that exact same halftime lead that they had. They just would have taken a lot of time off the clock. So in that situation, I would have kicked the field goal.
So,
I would have kicked the field goal.
So you were assuming then that the execution would have worked as well. You say it's the right call. You're assuming the execution would have worked in your scenario.
It works a hell of a lot more often than not when it comes to Michael Badgley. People act like he's the worst kicker in the world. He's pretty damn reliable from 40 to 49.
Is he 18 for 21?
It's pretty much the same.
Is he 18 from 45 yards? Is he 18 for 21?
Well, I want you to look up his stats outdoors from 40 yards and out. Just look up his stats.
Okay, fine, but here's...
No, I'm just asking because I heard somebody say something about that's kind of why Dan Campbell went the opposite way because I don't think he's something about how 40 yards and outdoors, maybe something shaky about that. But Flannel, Dan Campbell's been doing this all year. I don't like the fact that people second guess someone who this is what they do. Like, you can't second guess him now because it didn't work out the way you thought it should. Oh, that situation. No, in that situation, 5 games ago, he was going for it. So don't get mad now that he's going for it when all the chips are on the table.
And Lindsey, it was the right call. It was the wrong execution. Once the call left the Lions sideline, they made the right move. Once the call, we got to get past this, everybody. When he made the call, it was the right call. When Ben Johnson sent in the play, their responsibility was over. They did the right thing, and Rounds dropped the ball.
Yes, and it's and we hear this in every single realm of sports. When the Warriors were great and they were shooting threes, everybody was celebrating. Oh my God, they shoot so many threes! It's fabulous. When them shits don't go in, what does everybody say?
Why do you take so many threes?
Right. It's the same thing.
So do we have to agree with every single fourth down call Dan Campbell makes till the end of time?
No, we're not saying you have to agree with it, but that's who he is.
No, I understand, but I thought in that scenario it was the wrong call. And I'm allowed to have that opinion.
That's
No. You can't say that.
What are you talking about?
You can't say it was
You're
the wrong call.
Gatekeeping,
No. You can't say it was the wrong call. It was the right call. The execution was wrong.
Okay, but things happen. Nick Bosa got pressure, and Jared Goff stepped up. It kind of ruined the timing
hit the receiver.
of the play.
Still hit the receiver in the chest.
Josh Reynolds dropped the ball, but that's human error and execution. Drops
happen.
Okay,
but then you can't. The way you make this statement, you make it sound as if it's 100% fact, like it's a video game or something, that you were guaranteed the 3 points.
No.
Like if you say, hey, we're kicking it, they just give you 3 points and that's it.
I think what Flannel is saying, and I'm just paraphrasing, in your opinion, it was the wrong call, right?
Yes, and it didn't work.
Opinion.
It didn't work.
You're entitled to your opinion, right?
Yes.
That's his opinion. I look at it as Dan Campbell does what Dan Campbell does, and I'm not mad at what he does because he's been doing it all season. You can't get mad now.
Spencer Raxter's been to Dispo all season.
Yeah, I have. I might need an extra trip there after that game, that's for sure. Experience Dispo Dispensary, a team that cultures an unbelievable atmosphere. Dispo is now giving out 2 tickets plus hotel and flight accommodations for this year's big game in Vegas. Go on Dispo's Instagram page at Dispo Michigan and follow directions on the pinned post or scan the QR code and it will take you there. Let's go. Let's get you sports fans in Vegas. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com.
They go hand in hand.
Cannabis plug.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show.
Let's go!
Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
We are off and running here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on Fallout Monday. I guess you could say Lions fall to the 49ers in the NFC Championship game 34-31. Neal Ruhl, NBA champion Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel here in the sound booth, and of course Spencer Raxter as well. And we got tons of angles we're going to get to. There's tons of storylines. I want...
Sorry.
All things end badly.
Yeah.
Or
true.
else they don't end. This is how this feels, man. Again, this is part of that. Like, I know we're new money to this, but this blows. There is no doubt. There is no doubt about it. But yeah, man, we're talking about it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Mike G has a good point. I blame this on 49er Woodward Sports Network staffer Lindsey Hunter. It's number 10's goddamn fault.
How is it my fault?
So there's that as well. Matt says if we kick and Badgley shanks it wide left, people will bitch about how he should have done what he's done all season long.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely with you. Do us a favor, too, in the Woodward Sports YouTube page there. Go ahead and smash that like button for us.
Smash it.
Yeah, smash it. But yeah, man, get your thoughts out there, and we certainly will read them. Bradley says he's 37 to 48 in his career from 40 to 49, 18 for 21 in that range over the past 4 seasons. Now, how many of those were outside? And how many of those were in the NFC Championship?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like the stakes change. And maybe you could say the same thing about Reynolds, I guess.
Dude, if I don't know the stat on this, you probably could look it up. But I guarantee you, more passes are dropped in situations like that than people realize. That happens all the time, you know? And now you put guys in situations. I can recall, I go back to my first Game 7 experience. And you can talk about, oh, I'll do this or I'll do that. When you walk out there and the fucking air is thicker than being on top of Mount Everest and you like, every mistake is magnified times 10.
Let me ask you something, Lindsey.
Shit changes.
When you walk out on the court in the NBA Finals and you look around, and there's 45 television cameras as opposed to like the usual 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying?
Shit
Like
changes.
The different stuff painted on the field, and the stealth bombers fly over, and all that kind of stuff.
It changes, bro. It changes.
Really? How would you know?
That's people talk about all the time. Oh, I would have done this. You wouldn't have done a damn thing. Your nuts would have been so far up your stomach, they would have had to drag you out of there.
Ryan's reaction: Badgley's 85% from 40 to 49 yards in the past 3 years. No, I understand.
So you guys are all
that.
super confident in Badgley now, huh? You guys love Michael Badgley now? You feel like he's going to hit every kick?
Bring him home.
Now he's just the perfect kicker, and we should have rolled with him all year, and we're good at kicker now?
No, nobody's saying
Bring
that.
him home, Spenny.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying that he's perfect. It's just that a lot of people, I'm not saying you, Spenny, we're acting like he's the worst kicker in the world. He's perfectly capable of kicking a 45-yard field goal. That's all.
Look, Flannel, like that's not my perspective on it.
Mm-hmm.
My perspective on it is Dan Campbell's 18 for 21 going for it on 4th down. That's my perspective. That's his identity. That's this team's identity. If you're into the analytics thing, the expected win percentage goes up exponentially. And you stack that and stack that and stack that. And I know it's the NFC Championship game, but I'm not doing anything different. I'm not a puss.
Hey, and honestly, I get what you're saying, and unfortunately, and I know we're going to get into more of it, there was just a lot of choking going on in that game. The moment seemed a little too big for some. I'll just say that.
That's what we're gonna get into. That's what we're gonna get
So
into.
they didn't choke.
No, they didn't choke, Flannel. When were the 49ers dead and buried in that game? When?
It was a 17-point halftime
Right,
lead.
and they were getting the ball.
And Jameer
and they
Gibbs
went down
fumbled.
and scored.
And Jameer Gibbs fumbled. And Josh
Yes.
Reynolds dropped a 4th down. Josh Reynolds dropped another 3rd down and 10 that forced a punt.
Purdy threw an interception. Like that
also,
happened on
Purdy
both sides.
actually was the one who choked now. He made
Yeah,
up for
because
it.
that's what I just said, Flannel. Yeah. No, that shit happens.
Okay.
That shit happens.
You mean those 2 drops by Josh Reynolds? I don't think that's just shit happens. I don't think Jameer Gibbs, I don't think he lost a fumble all year, and he does.
That was the second, I believe.
All right, and I'm not.
second.
And I'm not saying that was all his fault. The exchange was a little weird. But at the same time, I just
Yes, it does, Spenny.
there were a lot of, I would say. I think there was some choking going on.
No, I'm not
No
gonna say.
choke.
I'm not gonna say choking. I hate when people say choking. Yeah, I mean that's a bit much. Look, when Gibbs fumbled, he got stripped. Did you see the guy?
Oh yeah, he made a play.
Yeah,
Guy made
dude
a play.
made a play. Like he's in the pack, and that was just a great play. Like I'm not gonna point the finger at Jamar Gibbs because he fumbled. That dude is a super stud.
So the man gets no blame. It was 24-17. It gave the ball back to the 49ers with perfect scoring position.
Well, unfortunately, Flannel, it's called a team sport. So
I understand.
You don't just blame one person when something bad happens, just like you don't, no one person gets all the credit when things go well. It's a team sport. We win together, we lose together. You can't go around pointing fingers and start saying, "Oh, he choked, he choked, he choked." That's not the way it works.
I think the team choked.
Well, and that's
I'm not going to say the team choked.
They had 27 unanswered points, 17-point lead at halftime. They choked.
No, they
Flat
didn't
out.
choke.
That's
No.
a 27-point. That's a 27-0 run. They had a 17-point lead, and then they at halftime, and then it was a 10-point 49ers lead with like 3 minutes
Do you
left.
think do you think that's the first time that's ever happened?
No, it's not the first time.
I think
it's
it's the
ever happened.
second time it's ever happened in the
second time,
NCAA
yeah. So it's
championship or in
happened
the
before.
NFC Championship game.
So it's happened before.
Yeah.
So dude, I'm not gonna say they choked. They played a great first half. 49ers played a great second half. Just so happens they got the dub. It's sports, man. That's why we play the games. We don't sit there and say, everything's gonna work out perfect in sports because they never do.
And there was like all those little things, right? Like we talked about, Purdy got away with 2 picks.
Yes.
Got away with 2 picks.
Yes.
One of them turned into a touchdown.
Right.
The other thing that nobody really talks about, that punt that should have been down inside the 1 yard line.
Oh my God, that was a big play.
It's huge. Like they're all big. They're all big.
And that's
Yeah.
my thing I told you. My experience from Game 7. Shit is magnified so much. Like you go down and you turn the ball over. The other team goes down and hits a 3. Boom. Like
Every time it
every
happens.
single time. It never fails.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Derek R. Moody missed a field goal earlier, too, so in no world were you guaranteed 3 points on any of those decisions. Exactly. Like Jake Moody, who set the NFL record for consecutive extra points made. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no guarantees. There was no guarantee.
And I got a
The
problem
call was right.
Right.
The execution was wrong. You can't defeat that statement, Flannel. The call was right. The execution was wrong. Defeat it. Argue it.
No, I just thought that at that point, going up 17.
No. The call was right. The execution was wrong.
But that happens. Players aren't perfect. People drop balls. As I
Oh,
said,
they
Do
do.
people
So,
miss
Yeah,
kicks?
that happens.
Yes,
right.
people miss kicks.
So I wouldn't consider that choking. I just said things happen in that situation.
All right, so the Lions were perfect and the 49ers were just better. We
Yes.
we
Yeah.
refuse to criticize
No.
anything
Shit
that the
happens.
Lions did. Come on.
No.
Nobody
on.
was perfect. This game, the 2 games we watched, no teams played perfect.
The
None of them.
Lions played a perfect first half.
Of course they did.
They played a perfect
Yeah,
first
And
half.
they
and
played
a
an
god
F-
awful second half.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and the Niners played a perfect second half.
That's just the way
They
it
did.
Yes.
They did, man.
And
I know,
here's-
it's flat-
and I think my frustration
You can't
is
say
this.
we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot in the second half.
Oh, 100%.
There are multiple points where you can point at and say the Lions fucked up right there. Whether it be the drop balls, whether it be the fumble, whether it be the tip punt out of the end zone when it would have been down at the 1.
No
There are a
question.
lot of scenarios where the Lions did it to themselves.
That's why they played the game, because shit happens in games, and you know this, Spencer.
Yeah.
Every time you watch big games, there are things that happen that are unexplained.
For sure.
There are things that happen that you like, damn, why, how possible? But that's
Especially
the way
in
it
the
is.
NFL.
Right. And so that's why I don't like. First of all, who thought the Lions were going to be here?
I did not.
I know you didn't. Who thought the Lions would be here?
You did.
Yep, only you, Lindsey. Take a
Goddamn
victory lap
right it was
again.
only
Take
me.
your
Because you didn't say shit about the Lions being here.
Take your
so don't sit
17
here and try to
victory
say they fucking choked when you had not even an inclination that they would be playing in the championship game. So I don't want to hear that shit. So I don't want to hear nobody saying that they choked, because they didn't.
Was it a missed opportunity? Though?
Yes, that's what it was.
All right.
They didn't choke.
So
Because nobody thought they would be here.
All right, fine. So things changed. They had a 17-point halftime lead. Things changed.
Shit happens.
You don't get that often. They may never have a
but you don't know that.
They may never have a 17-point halftime lead in an NFC Championship game again.
They may. We're assuming they may.
Okay.
They may have it again. You don't know.
Of course, they're well set up for the future, but I just think this was a missed opportunity. That's all. They did not.
Don't sit. I just don't like talking about the choke shit. That don't sit right with me.
James Gurns, obviously not happy about the collapse, but we just have to call on Jared Goff for being the QB we needed in that game. Pay him. He's our guy. No turnovers in the playoffs.
He did what he had to do. He was making throws. He's moving the ball all around. You know, you can't. He had a couple bad throws, but I'm not asking a guy to be perfect, and didn't turn the ball over. He played well enough to win the game.
Right.
Lions abandoning the run is I think that was the biggest reason they lost.
If you want to get granular
That's
on some
the
stuff,
number one reason for me.
I'm with you.
They were gashing them in the run game,
and we were talking about too. At the watch party we were at, we're like they're playing grown folks football right now, just smashing them in the middle of the line, just doing whatever they wanted to do.
8 yards a pop. They couldn't stop them.
Right, and here's the thing. I forgot. One of my buddies called me and was like, "This came down to physicality. The Lions' offensive line dominated the 49ers' defensive line in the first half. The second half was the opposite. The defensive line was more physical. They got Goff off his spots. That's what happened. It was whoever was the more physical team in the trenches, they dominated.
Yeah.
And it was the tale of two halves.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. TJ says Neal is being a bit obtuse right now. Refute the statement. The call was correct. The execution was wrong. The call's on the coaches. The call was correct. The execution on the players' part was wrong. Refute it. You can't. You can't defeat that statement, man. And I stand on it. And it's what they did, and it's what their identity is. Teams go on what their identity is. And that's what the Lions are.
I have no problem with them going for it. It's what gotten you this far. It's who you are. It's who Dan Campbell is. Like I said, what it came down to in the second half was the Lions did not make enough plays to win the game.
Exactly. And the 49ers did.
And the 49ers did.
The 49ers did. Hey, I know what the right play is in home security.
Yeah, the right play in home security, there's only one choice, and that's Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and no Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest hotels, restaurants, casinos, pretty much anywhere you get good steaks with the very best beef in all the land. The prime beef, the dry-aged beef, the Wagyu beef as well. And guess what? You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself. Guys, stop going to the grocery store to get your steaks, all right? Go to the source. Go to Fairway Packing. Go to the Grab and Go Steak Shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. Go to fairwaypacking.com. Best ribeyes I've ever had on my grill in my life came from Fairway Packing Company. Bought them, brought them home, seasoned them up, let them sit, tossed them on the grill. Immaculate. Guys, I'm telling you, go to fairwaypacking.com. All right, keeping it pushing here. Fallout Monday, I guess you could say. The Lions fall to the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel here in the house. Spencer Raxter. Emotions are running high, as you might expect. And, this is the way it's supposed to feel. This is the way it feels when you lose. Lindsey Hunter told you, 05 finals. He gonna cry in the car. You didn't even get to the car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the way it's supposed to feel. And, we're discussing it. And I had somebody ask me on social media, they said, when's the financial breakdown? We're going to do that later in the week. I mean, that's not a today thing. That's not a today thing. That's a later on in the week thing. Dre 10, Neal, I have one simple question of what is a choke job if this doesn't qualify? When you're up 17 and the 49ers are getting the ball coming out of the second half, they were never out of the football game. A choke job to me is when you have a team out of the football game and you lose it. And you flat out lose it. Right. The Bills and the Oilers, right. That was a choke job.
Right.
I'm talking stuff like that. The 49ers, who are the number one seed in the NFC, who have been knocking on this door for 5 years now and unable to open it. You know what they look like to me? They look like a team, and I'm going to ask D-Mac this. They look like a team that had been knocking on the door for 4 straight years, and they said, holy shit, it's slipping away.
Yeah.
And they said no more. They went principle on it. They said no more. They did. They were an elite team. And the Lions are a very, very good football team.
Yes.
They are the second best team in the NFC.
Yes.
They are. But the 49ers got to a point, they were down 17, coming out of the locker room, and they took a stand.
Well, I when you watch them play, you watch them against Green Bay the second half, and you watch them this game the second half, there was it was just a calmness about them. You know what I'm saying? It was like nothing was going to rattle them. And that comes from experience.
Yep. And they caught a break and they maximized it.
Yes, that comes from having guys that have been there. They're surrounded by guys that have been in those situations, that have been in championship games. That matters. People may not think it matters, but that matters.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Thomas says, can't blame Dan Campbell, coached according to how crappy his defense is and lack of kicking game. And I know people are going to talk about that. And Spenny, you brought up the 27 points in a row. That defense forced 3 field goal attempts and got a pick. They did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't. What do you expect them to do when the Niners start a drive at the 25-yard line or wherever they were when Gibbs fumbled the football?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that was the worst possible time for that to happen.
Right.
But there's never a good time.
Right. And things, things are always when you're the only show on, championship games, the only games on. Everything is magnified. Everything is magnified 10 times how it would have been normally, and yeah, there's pressure out there. There's all sorts of things going on and going through guys' minds that have never been in this situation before, so the emotions and everything gets the best of you in these situations. I don't care who you are. It may manifest itself afterwards. It may manifest itself during, but dude, it's tough to go out there and play in these situations. I know people say, oh, they're paying millions of dollars to do it. They are. And so are the other guys on the other team.
You know, and let me level with everybody right now, too. I talked about this a little bit in the open. It doesn't hurt as much as I thought that it was going to hurt, but I think that goes into the build-up and the lead-up into the football game. And I got to thinking about it, and I know the position that this team's in. And we'll discuss that coming up in just a little bit. But I know the position this team's in. It's not fake.
Right.
It's real. This team is real. This team is built to last. And does it make it excusable that they? No, because you're there, right? You're there. You're in the Final Four of the National Football League. You're there. You have a look at it. You had a lead. You had a great look at it. I understand that, but the hurt isn't quite as strong because I know this isn't fake. I know it. I believe that 100% because as an organization, structurally, they're sound. The assets they have, the cap space they have some questions to answer. No doubt about it. Every team's got questions to answer right now. I get that. But there is more of a calmness, and I'm not flipping out the same way that everybody's flipping out because the game played out the way that it did.
Right.
And look, are you guaranteed to be back there? No, you are not guaranteed to be back there. I understand. I walked out of the Silverdome, a little 8-year-old Neal Ruhl with his dad, thinking this is great. It's going to be like this forever. And it hasn't been like that again until yesterday.
Right.
I honestly believe this, Lindsey. And I'm not going to do what a lot of the Detroit sports people you follow are doing right now, where you're going to flip up your angle of attack all of a sudden for clout or to get some clicks or to get some likes and stuff like that. I think what I think. I'm paid here to tell you what I think. This is what I think about this football team. So I'm not going to flip out and change up and do a 180 and change the whole way I go about things, man. That's why I'm comfortable in this chair, even right now, in one of the worst moments we've experienced in Lions football in the last 30 years.
Right.
I'm comfortable in this chair right now. I'm not changing that up because I'm not based on bullshit. I'm not here to sell you guys on stuff. I'm paid to tell you what I think. This is what I think. This is why I'm more calm about it, because they got $61 million in cap space. They got 4 picks in the first 3 rounds of the draft, which will be in Detroit in 2 months, by the way.
Yep.
I'm cool with it, everybody. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Is it guaranteed to get back here? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I like their chances.
Right. Look, if you look at the NFC right now and you don't think that the Lions are the cream of the crop, then you know what? There's no need for you to follow them anymore, because that's so far from the truth. The Lions are built to be here, and you look at how far they came this year, and you look at the pieces that they, like you just said, $60 million in cap space. You look at what they can add to get better. You know, this team is going to be around. They're going to be around, and I don't know what else to tell people to make them understand that the core of this team is great and they're young. What else do you want?
They're in as good a space as anybody else. Lorena Rios, cap space. Mark Walston, cap space diversion. You tell me then, Mark. Okay, Mark, well, tell me what team you're rooting for next year then. So obviously you're done, right? I'm keeping these receipts, by the way, of these folks, man. And some of my close friends even. I was like, what's the matter with you guys?
I'm telling you, man, people, it's something about being on the verge of greatness, because people start getting delusional. You know what I'm saying? Like, people start thinking like, oh, when the catastrophic, so they think, happens, we're no longer going that way. You know? Yeah, there are teams that have went that far and never got back, but there are teams that also maintain a level that always gives them a chance to get back there.
Spenny, can we pose a question to the people in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread?
Yeah.
Did the Lions overachieve?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Should be 100% yes. I mean,
yes.
Then,
but if
then what is this? Cap
Exactly.
space diversion.
Exactly.
Cap space cap. Then what is it? Somebody's lying here then. You know what I'm saying?
My goals for this season, I had it. I believed they would win the division, and I believed they would win a playoff game, and they did that. But obviously, opinions change, expectations change when you see how they play, when you see where they're at. You expect them to do more, but at the beginning of the season, they overachieved. This is a better season than anybody expected.
Yes, because nobody, I don't remember not one person in the chat saying that they thought the Lions were Super Bowl contenders. I didn't hear nobody say that shit. So all the delusional people that are making up shit right now saying, we choked or whatever. No, you didn't even think they would be here. So be happy and let's look forward to building and not trying to tear everything down that you saw that wasn't perfect. That's how you do it.
Yeah, so again, the Mark Walstons and Lorena Rios of the world, then okay, have fun with your teams next year then, whoever that team is. Because I guarantee you this, they're not in as good a spot as the Lions are.
No.
I guarantee you that. So good luck, guys. Have fun. Brian Ruth, this team will be back time and time again. I believe that they will. Byrne says, remember when Boston beat the Bad Boys? They never made it back. Or the Wings lost in 95 and never made it back. People are trapped in the moment. And Lindsey, I was going to talk to you.
Was that the first time the Red Wings or the Pistons made the finals? Was that the first time the Red Wings or the Pistons won a playoff game in 30 fucking years? No, that was at the end of their dynasties. This is the beginning of something.
Right.
They overachieved. This is the beginning of the Lions' reign. This is the beginning of the Lions' success. That was the end of the Pistons dynasty. That was the end of the Red Wings dynasty.
Two different things.
There's a huge difference.
Right. Two different things.
Lindsey, funny fact about the 04 Pistons. Y'all have been knocking on the door for a minute.
Forever. Shit, we had keys to the door and couldn't get in.
There's a beginning stage to this, man. Very rarely do you just show up on the scene and win. Very rarely.
Hey, Kevin Lang says, Lindsey made me believe more than anyone. Thanks, brother. Much love, Kevin. Appreciate you.
Yes. But you know what? Again, I'm going to do like the financial show maybe on Wednesday. I'll do the financial show. Big Simmy says, preach, Spenny, preach. Yes. Peter says, Neal, it's just disappointing we had gotten off to such a great start to the game. You didn't honestly think you were going to walk into San Francisco and win 34-10, did you?
No.
Did you think that, Flannel?
Neal, it's just the idea that we're not even allowed to be upset.
No, I'm upset.
You don't sound like it. I said anything to push back and criticize the team, and it's just like
No. Criticize the team. No, you criticize a call that was right. It was the right call.
It didn't work
because the players didn't execute. The call was right. The play was there. Call was right.
Fine.
And you get that security blanket too of the field goal was the call, but they never kicked it, so we'll never know.
No.
You get that blanket of security.
But it's not just that. It's just this idea of we can't be disappointed. All we gotta do is look ahead, and everything is awesome, even though we blew a 17-point halftime lead.
No, we didn't say that.
That's what you guys are saying. I can't say anything about this team.
No. Everybody. How did I say I felt after we lost the second championship? I cried.
So did I.
Yeah, I'm not telling people should be hurt because that means you care. We're not telling you not to be hurt, but we're just telling you stop pointing fingers at shit that don't matter.
Yep. Bad plays that Lions players made didn't matter. It's okay. They played a perfect game.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I said, Flannel. That's exactly what I said. And the 49ers, they suck.
No.
They suck, and you were going to go in there and win 34-10. It was 24-7 at halftime. You're just going to close down the club and win 34-10. They weren't going to do anything about it.
You got to hold that lead, though.
Yep.
Got to hold that lead. That's all.
I know. But hey, Flannel,
easier said than
if you're
done.
pissed and you're sad, go to Big Boy for some comfort foods because wintertime in Detroit's always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Maybe drown your NFC Championship game sorrows in some veal parmesan or, the Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. How about you go there for breakfast, Flannel? Stuffed potato pancakes, perhaps, the Lumberjack or the Santa Fe Garden omelet. Also, they got apple pie hotcakes that are too good to miss, Flannel. Top it all off with a gingerbread shake for dessert, Flannel. Stop by your local Big Boy today, Flannel, for comfort foods, one of Newsweek's best restaurant chains of 2023.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. delicious. Get to the steak shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Tired of the same old Detroit sports wearable? We got you covered. Go to woodwardsports.com/shop. Shop the finest Detroit sports wearables out there. Get the Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. If you didn't get one for next season, everybody. It's beanie season. It's hoodie season. It's freezing outside. We got you covered. woodwardsports.com/shop. The very best in Detroit sports wearables. Keeping it pushing here, a little therapy on a disappointment Monday. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter. Sam Flannel is back. Going to be back for a couple days, right, Flannel?
Yeah, for the foreseeable future.
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I like it. Spencer Raxter as well. Art Vandelay says, we took a Wagyu tomahawk right in the cakes yesterday. Guys, I'm not telling you, don't feel bad.
Right.
Like, don't be disappointed. Hell, I'm disappointed, man. The nature of any game, you're going to sit there and go, what could we have done? I do, I haven't seen this person in here before, Semares, which is oddly very close to Spencer. The Lions should have just cheated like Michigan did to win.
Hey.
Cheat to win, man.
I'd take it.
Eddie Guerrero said it best.
You can tell me they get probed after the season, but they won. I'm taking it.
Absolutely.
Pause.
All right, there's a couple of sideline stories that I do want to get into. Jameson Williams.
Man, look good.
Beast. He came to
Flannel,
play, dude.
is he still a bust? I got to check in with you.
No, but
Okay.
he's not a bust just quite yet. He had a hell of a game, though. He had a hell of a run. I'm just saying, next year is the year where I think he needs to be wide receiver number 2, and he plays every game.
Hey, you know what? We got common ground on that.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
Yep.
Now is it. That speed is different. Again, we see that how
Speed is game changing.
Dude, remember before, Spenny, when I said it was Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
And I got laughed at from the folks. Dude, when you make the extraordinary look ordinary, what does that make you, Lindsey?
Special. That makes you special. And we've been saying that the whole year. I mean, I've been a big fan. I just thought he needed to be targeted more to get a rhythm. And it was a great thing when they started implementing him in the run game with the ending the rounds and all those little things.
That should be 2 cracks a game.
Man, every
minimum.
game. Like, yeah, I don't know if you can give him a study diet of it because he's kind of small. He's not a big guy, but you got to throw him out there and do some things like that, the bubble screens and some stuff to get him in space. Because when that guy gets in space and Gibbs gets in space, dude, nobody's catching them dudes. It's hard to get a hand on those guys when they get in space.
And he's shown in the past couple games that he'll make those hands contested catches.
Yes.
That one in the end zone, that was all hands contested catch. He took the ball away.
Plucked it out of the air.
Took the ball away from a couple guys.
Yep.
He saved an interception.
Yeah.
Ripped the ball out of the hands of a dude. Like,
oh, how about that play?
That was kept him in the game.
And see, and we talk about plays that happen. That easily could have been an interception.
Yes.
Because it was in his hands.
I thought it was.
And J-Mo took it out of his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
so
saved
many
an
plays like
interception.
that happen.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Catspot Williams is a bust. He was picked number 12. So there's that one on there. Brandon Katz still got to say, Brandon Katz still got to keep you grounded, I guess you could say. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I like where it is. And Flannel, you and I are meeting in the middle. I expect more next year.
Yeah, I mean,
That's fair.
All I'm saying is that the numbers that he's put up so far in his career, they're not. You could argue they are bust numbers, but you've seen flashes. He hasn't been available for as many games as you would like, and hopefully next year he's wide receiver number 2, and him and Amon-Ra can be that dynamic wide receiver duo. I could see it. I mean, I'm not denying it. When he had that end-around touchdown in the first score of the game, I went on Twitter and I wrote basically an apology to him because it was a hell of a play. I mean, you see it.
He made Nick Bosa look like, oh, shit. Like, when that end around, you saw Nick Bosa, like, it was a great fake. Nick bet on the fake to Montgomery.
Which
so
he always does.
Yeah, he was down on the line a lot. But when Jameson Williams went past him, he was like, oh, well, fuck, what am I going to do? Like, you can't catch that guy. And then to run through, I know it was an arm tackle by Greenlaw, but, like, that's a strong dude.
Yeah,
to
Greenlaw.
run through an arm tackle from him, that's a strong dude to break a tackle off.
And you know what else, too, is, like, with the Niners defense, every time the Lions ran a play, and I would see who's around the ball, and you forget that they have all these dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like, all these dudes that the 49ers have.
And they're missing an all-pro safety.
Yeah.
Like, Hufanga hasn't played all year.
Yeah, he's been out.
Boy, they better win.
I think they will.
Yeah.
I think they're going to. Kansas City didn't really impress me in their win.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll get into that. We'll get into that in the
Holding
second
the
half.
Ravens to 10 points. I'm not. This isn't the KC hour, but I've always said this is the best defense in the Mahomes era.
Yeah, but
By
they,
far.
That is fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it is for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they should have won by more when the Ravens turned the ball over 3 times, twice of them on the goal line.
And Lamar Jackson, bro, just stunk it.
Yeah, he did not look good.
Yeah, but we'll get
made
into
some
it.
bad reads.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into it coming up in the second hour. And how was that defense constructed, Flannel?
Hey, a lot of it was through the draft.
On the fly within the last 2
Trent
years.
McDuffie, Nick Bolton,
George Karlaftis.
George Karlaftis had a big game. Yeah.
If only we could have like 4 picks in the first 3 rounds in the next draft and try to do something about that defense.
That'd be pretty cool.
And picks like Aiden Hutchinson and Brian Branch, which have already helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sign Matabuki, please.
There
him
it is.
home.
There's the first one.
Bring him home.
You know what I will do in the second hour? Maybe in the 12:50, when we come back towards the end of the show, just dip our toe in a mock draft. Just for the memory.
Just for the memes.
Yeah, just to pay homage to it.
I want them to sign Matabuki so bad. You put him in between Aiden Hutchinson and Ali McNeil next year. That's pretty scary pass rush.
No, it was funny though, man. Like again, watching the plays and you look up at the back, Fred Warner, Greenlaw, Hargrave, Bosa, Kinlaw. Mm-hmm. Jesus,
they
man.
got Armstead. Their defensive line is fucking
Randy
nasty.
Gregory,
Chase Young,
he played.
Yeah,
he played yesterday.
He made some plays.
He made yeah.
That's the one. Like I was like, if I'm running it to the edge, if I'm the Lions, I'm running it to Nick Bosa's edge. I'm not running it to Chase Young's edge. Chase Young is much better at stopping the run than Nick Bosa is.
Because Nick always overreacts to every damn thing. You fake him, he's gone.
Yeah. Brandon McMullen. Neal, I actually wanted the Lions to go for the touchdown right before the half. Brandon, that was the one time. And here's why. Because the Niners were getting the ball. They were going to get the ball regardless. That's why I decided, and I very rarely am kick the field goal guy, because field goals on the road get you beat.
Yep.
I mean, maybe in retrospect, maybe they should have, but that was the one time I was on board with it, because you were kicking off to them to start the second half. Because contrary to Sam's belief, the game was not over at halftime when it was 24-7 with the Niners getting the football.
Never said it was over.
It was over. It was locked up.
You should win that
110% win probability, I believe, right?
No,
Flannel?
but I'm sure it was in the 80s or something like that.
Yeah, you definitely should win that game.
A 17-point halftime lead. That's one's gonna sting. It's gonna sting.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. I don't disagree with you, Flannel, but it sucks. But it always ends badly, or else it doesn't end.
Yeah, but shouldn't end when you have 17-point halftime leads. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Michael says, well, Lions will be lucky to finish 10-7 with next year's schedule. The Packers will take the division next year. What? Oh, here we go. I love it.
That's just stupid.
Right.
I love it.
Oh man.
I love it. I knew that was coming though. I do. Guys, you know how the schedule game works, right, in the NFL? Like this schedule that we look at and what we think it is today, when you come time to play the game, oftentimes it's not what you thought it was. I got a scenario for you guys. How about the Niners win the Super Bowl, Lions at San Francisco, Thursday Night Football, kick off the season?
That'd be cool.
Who says no?
Nobody.
Who says no? I'm telling you, if they win the Super Bowl,
that'd be electric.
We could see that.
Look, if the Super Bowl is anything comparable to that game we just watched, it's going to be great. Because that, to me, I was like, that gave me a Super Bowl feel.
Yeah.
It did.
You know what I'm saying?
There was a lot of those, that fucking helmet. Oh, my God. The helmet interception, that's like, that shit you see in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
That's the Julian Edelman catch the ball
off the
turf. Like, it's the Plaxico, you know, it's the David Tyree helmet catch. Like,
all that.
That's the shit you see. It's fucking sucks, man.
Your mom's favorite skater. I joined in on the watch party at halftime. They were talking about wanting to tear down the goalpost in Ford Field, moving them just like Neal does. When have I ever moved the goalpost, Benny? Tell me.
I don't think you have.
When have I ever moved the goalpost, Sam Flannel? You and I butt heads often.
I can't think of any time.
Do I ever change what I'm talking about?
No, you are consistent.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think. I'm not doing it for clicks. I'm not doing it to be funny. I'm not doing it to placate people. This is what I think.
John Ellenson says, Goff played a hell of a game in playoff, and I'm his biggest critic. What's the difference a mobile QB can make when you extend plays, throwing on the pass? Purdy's ability to move saved him. Purdy's legs definitely saved him. Like, he had, 50 rushing yards in the second half alone.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, one of the biggest plays, I told you, when he was getting sacked and he ducked under it, escaped out to the left and threw a dart to the
fullback that was standing on the sideline. That one was the biggest nut crusher.
That play right there was.
Every time Juszczyk caught a ball, I was like, God damn it, bro.
I love that dude.
Yeah, I thought it was Tom Rathman at first. That when I saw the 44, I'm like, is it Tom Rathman still around out there? Tom Rathman may not be, but Swiss Insurance is.
Swiss Insurance is definitely still out there. I don't know about Tom Rathman, but Swiss Insurance is for sure out there. And even though football's over, you still need to be covered. So make sure you go to Swiss Insurance. Hit up our guy Mark at SwissINS.com or call him at 248-800-4177. That's 248-800-4177. It's Mark with Swiss Insurance.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Neal Ruhl here for Jack Labrador. Rest in peace to the same old Lions. Maybe not the same old Lions fans, but rest in peace to the same old Lions. Guess what else has found the grave? The same old rock, paper, and scissors game. Jack Labrador, they've revolutionized that game with 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Big D Energy busts the final word up all the time in Jack Labrador, and you can bust your family members up too. Discover the action at jacklabrador.gg. Find out why once you go Jack, you never go back. Scan the QR code on your screen. An affordable card game. We may never see the sun again. I'm starting to become convinced of that, by the way. Jack Labrador, that can pass the wintertime for you. Go to jacklabrador.gg. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Thanks for all the likes and all the viewership and everything. What a football season it was here. It ended shitty. But again, all things end badly or else they don't end. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel. Of course, we have Spencer Rackstaw here in the building as well. To quote Spencer Rackster, this sucks, unquote. So there's that as well. It does. The C.J. Gardner-Johnson thing, I want to talk about. Have you seen people turn as quickly? Like earlier in the playoffs, CJ, that's the guy. We love this man. Oh. Talk your talk. Ha ha! C.J. Gardner-Johnson, talk that talk. Lindsey, I want to ask you this as an athlete. And this is a critical question. This was one of the first things I thought of when I saw the slander that this man was taking. I want to ask you this point blank. Because he provided something that this team has not had to me since Ndamukong Suh. That guy that will run his mouth, that changes the physiology, that has confidence, that's a player that can do things. You know, did he? You said it, Spenny. Did he get dragged on a play? Yeah, he did. McCaffrey drags a lot of dudes.
That was a nasty stiff arm, man.
100% it was. 100%.
That was nasty.
He does that to a lot of people. But Lindsey, point blank, does a locker room need a guy like that? You guys had Rashid. Does a locker room need a guy like that?
Yeah, the banter doesn't bother me. You know, especially if you can back it up. The only thing I didn't like was like, the game's not over. Like, you're playing a game and you're waving bye to the fans. None of like my guys would do that. Even she, as much shit as he talked. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's gonna be like, let's finish the job, then I'm gonna talk crazy to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that I was like, man, chill out, you know. But other than that, no, talk shit all you want to. Say what you feel. You know, we gonna support you. You know, just like when she guaranteed the game in Indy. We looked at him in the locker room like, why would you say some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? But we went out there and was like, but we got you. You know, that's how it goes.
No, and that was kind of my thing about it, because I am of the opinion that is one thing that the Lions have needed, and he provided that. Now, in this game, and here in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, I want to get your guys' opinion on this. Thomas says, CJ, GJ, all talk. Didn't we love this man like 48 hours ago or not?
That's all we kept seeing, right?
For real. Like, what changed that quickly? What changed? Interception in the Tampa, made plays in a playoff game. Who's part of this playoff run too?
Right.
Flannel, what's your take on CJ GJ? I know where you're going to go with this. I got the feeling.
Ah, boy. When he gives you that...
Like the verbal pause.
Like he just had a Sprite or something.
All right, so let me preface this by saying I've never liked really any of C.J. Gardner-Johnson's talking this whole season. You gotta fade it, Flannel.
Yeah. Sorry,
I didn't like the ski mask thing at the beginning. I thought that was the most ridiculous thing of all time. And the Lions got their, I would say, karma, and they did away with them, and they did what they had to do the rest of the year. Congratulations to them for that. With C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he hasn't really been that vital to this team this year. He's been out for most of the year. They've been fine without him. I like the way Iffy played better than Iffy had a better season in his limited time as a starter. Brian Branch was phenomenal. Kirby Joseph led the team in interceptions, but yet it's CJ Gardner-Johnson who's making all of these headlines for running his mouth. Yeah, I hated him waving at the 49er fans. It was 20-7 at that point. I hated that personal vendetta he had against Deebo Samuel to get that personal foul. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and a lot of people aren't going to like this, is probably my least favorite figure on this Lions team this year. He basically was a big nothing burger for the most part. I know it was because he was hurt, but when you're not doing anything, why are you doing all that talking? This wasn't C.J. Gardner-Johnson of last year. I get it. It wasn't his fault he was hurt, but he's never been my guy.
What about the Tampa game?
Okay. For the record, when he got that pick, I was happy, but it was also right place, right time. I'm not taking anything away from him. It was right place, right time. But that was the time where I could say, yeah, you might have talked too much smack, but you backed it up to some extent. In this game against the 49ers, he didn't really back anything up. He's the one who's most known from this game for kind of having his own agenda and for doing that whole like bye-bye thing. Not for anything that he did in the game. The Lions don't need somebody like that at this structure. I'm sorry, not a CJGJ fan.
Art Vandelay has a side question for you. What if he went to Michigan? Would you be on your knees for him?
No. No. I don't even know where he went to college at this point. But no, absolutely not. He's just this season with the Lions. And again, he got hurt. Not his fault. He wasn't a major contributor. A lot of these young safeties stepped up and became, I wouldn't say stars, but you look at Ife Melifonwu was a blitzing demon in the last part of the season. You look at Brian Branch, who I think had a case for defensive rookie of the year. Played at Florida, thank you. And Kirby Joseph, who led the team in interceptions. It's just C.J. Gardner-Johnson was kind of a nothing burger this season, which is fine if you're hurt, but I didn't like all the talking. I just didn't. That's not really my style anyway, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson was just not my guy.
And I guess that's where we're just different, because I do like the talking. What about you, Spenmo? You seem like you'd probably be in the middle somewhat.
Yeah, no, I like the talking. I like the talking for sure. But, you got to back it up as well. And he did not have a good game. He'll come out there and say it. He'll come out and say that he should have played better. He didn't make plays. It's what happens, man. You get stiff-armed like that by Christian McCaffrey, there's not much you can say. Like, that was tough, man.
He got sun.
He got sun, for sure. It was tough.
He made him his son.
Yeah, it's what happens, man. You got to come out there and play again.
I ain't talking about Phoenix.
The waving, I didn't like when I saw it on the stream. I was like, there's still a lot of fucking time left, man.
Yeah, but people are making it like it's not like the 49ers players were going, did you see that dude?
Yeah.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
No, but
they had no idea.
If you're playing on, if that's my teammate,
but that's what gets him going. Like, I
don't give a damn. Get yourself going some other way. Don't do that. You can talk. You can go out there and act crazy. Don't be doing all that. That part, I'm like, cool. You can go out here and get personal fouls and all that shit. Cool. You're between the lines. Leave that alone. Now, when the clock is ticking off and we're winning, you can wave at the entire stadium. I don't give a damn. But let's get the job done first.
What ended up being the poll, by the way? I missed what ended up being the poll.
It was like 80%.
80%? Yeah. We got a new one here. You want to re-sign CJGJ? I'm curious to see where the people are, because I say yes.
I say yes, too.
See? All right. Okay, Spenny. Thank you. Lindsey?
Yeah, I guess.
You can get him for cheap. He's still a great player.
Cheap. Yeah.
They got him for $6 million. Is that cheap?
Same kind of deal. Yeah, another one, maybe 2 years.
Yeah, you sign him for that.
Flannel?
2 years, $10 million.
Nope.
Said no.
I think we're good. We got enough young guys.
Not even for 6.
Nah.
2 years, $10 million. You wouldn't do it.
$5 million a year, probably. I mean, I suppose I'd be curious to see what he would do with a fully healthy season. With his absence, though, it created an opportunity for some of the young guys to shine even brighter than maybe they would have. And sometimes you lose your position due to other guys stepping up.
Right.
I'm happy with myself. And Spenny, you know this about me. There's nothing more I love than when I trap somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the people trapped right now. Because the crossroads of being pissed at C.J. Gardner-Johnson meets the transaction crossroad right now. Everybody loves the transaction.
Yeah.
So they're sweating, right? Like that meme with the sweat on the forehead.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're doing right now. I love it. Lindsey, I live for these moments. Right? Got your ass. I love it, man. 55% of the people say yes, they should re-sign C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So, that's... I do. I just think that you need that. So, you never really did flat out answer me. Does a locker room need a dude like that?
Depends on the team. I think it really depends on the team, because people say Rasheed was that guy for us. Rasheed was just loud and boisterous. It just depends on the team. Draymond is that guy for Golden State, right?
Yeah. Spartan Dog.
The Spurs never had that.
Free Draymond.
Free Draymond.
Did nothing wrong. Never done anything wrong in his career. Nope.
Not one time.
Never hurt a fly.
Think about it. The Spurs never had that. They never had a
Boris Diaw. No.
So
it's true.
Yeah,
Tiago Splitter.
Tiago Splitter. Yeah.
Tiago Splitter.
Bellinelli. Those hot-blooded Italians.
So no, I wanted to put it out there to see where the people were with it. All right, we can actually wrap that one up. They're sitting at 55-45, so that's about pretty much a 50-50 split.
Yep.
Which I'm surprised. I thought more people were going to say no. Hala at Dre says he's always been overrated, can't cover or tackle. Thomas said untimely penalties. Big Daddy said what changed was all talk, no action yesterday. Dom Rivera 88, the legend killer, is back.
He is. The return.
Beautiful fade in and out by you, by the way.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely well done. Just like Planet Fitness, we're live at the Planet Fitness studios, everybody. Your fitness work is well done. When you're at Planet Fitness, 24 cents down, $10 a month, 2024. Get it, the best gym in the gym game. Planet Fitness is goated. End of story. I've accomplished every fitness goal I've ever had in my life because of my time at Planet Fitness. Except for today. I left without the gym bag. I left the gym bag sitting on the floor for some reason. So today I had to take the L. But
Did they have a rock wall there?
But no, they don't. And that's why it's only $24.99 a month for a black card. 2,400 plus locations worldwide. Over 50 in the Metro Detroit area alone. Go to planetfitness.com. Join there. Pull in the parking lot. Join there. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Since 1996, or roughly the last time the Dallas Cowboys played in the NFC Championship game, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. With over 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. And don't forget, Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. It's Feldman Chevrolet, the best in the car dealership game. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, and Lindsey Hunter, and Sam Flannel and Spencer Rack, the legend killer, has come back to Big D Energy. Got a text here from one of my buddies, Tony in the ATL. On the defensive side of the ball, we didn't tackle when we needed to. I don't get how everyone was surprised it happened all season. Dak didn't get tackled in the end zone on the Lamb touchdown. Olsen prefaced it at the beginning of the game last night when discussing the matchup. We knew who they were. And that really was what was disappointing about it. It was there, especially in that second half. And that's what really got the snowball rolling down the hill. They had McCaffrey once along that sideline, couldn't bring him down. He got like 24 more yards. Yeah. And those are the things that flip games or continue the snowball going downhill. They were bad tackling yesterday, and they hadn't been. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it this way too. You know, McCaffrey's not your average back by no means, no stretch of the imagination. So if you're trying to arm tackle that dude, we've watched him all season. Yeah. He's only the leading rusher in the NFL by a landslide for a reason. Arm tackles does nothing for him, and I don't know, people. I guess people look at him and think he's just a back in space, but watch, he runs between the tackles better than anybody in the NFL. He is physical, and it showed.
No, it did. It absolutely did. And it was funny, too, because the same things we're talking about is I was sitting there at the watch party yesterday, somebody go make a play in the second half. And that's what's disappointing. And you're right. You're right to be frustrated. I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm angry about it. I'm disappointed in it. All those kinds of things. Because they were one play away. And I remember, too, even after the 49ers kicked that field goal to start the third quarter, I said, if we get a touchdown, we win. If we can get a touchdown on this drive, we win. Because, and I think that was Dan Campbell's thoughts to it, too. Because now if you get that touchdown, you're up 3 scores.
Yes.
With only 20 minutes left in the game. The 49ers got 6 possessions in the second half of the game. If you could have got up 3 scores with them having 3, maybe 4 possessions left maximum, that's where it was. But in the end, that's why I can't kill the man on it, because that's the game they played all year long. That's why they're good, because they go next level with their thinking.
And you got to understand this. Dan Campbell was trying to knock them out.
100%.
He wasn't trying to get by. He was like, we need to finish them now. We need to knock them out. If we can knock them out, we got this game. That's what he was trying to do. He wasn't tiptoeing around it. He went for the kill. And that's, you cannot be mad at that. I mean, he's been doing it all year. That's who he is.
I got a text from another buddy here. It's got a picture of Dan Campbell. He says, if I sent you this, that means I ain't trying to kick it. So hey, your boys ever ask if you want to go out for the night?
Yeah.
Just send them a picture of Dan Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
They'll know.
know. That's funny. He said, I ain't trying to kick it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Stone and Coach says, the real question is, does Brad Holmes want C.J. Gardner-Johnson? If he does, I'm in. And I think we're all in accord with that. Whatever Brad Holmes says, like that's the play.
Yeah.
That is certainly the play. How long you think before this kind of wears off on you, Flannel?
What, the
anger, the hostility? Maybe 30 years?
No, not 30 years. I mean, honestly, I'm optimistic about the Lions' future. I mean, I don't think there's any team in the NFL that has it set up for them to be good for a long time than the Detroit Lions. All I said was, I think it was a bit of a missed opportunity. Were they ahead of schedule? Absolutely. But I think things change when you have a 17-point lead in the NFC Championship game. That's all. But moving forward, yeah, I trust Brad Holmes. I think some of the younger guys from these last 3 draft picks are going to develop even more. He's going to make more great draft picks, and he's going to sign a couple of guys with the cap space. I have no doubt in my mind that that's going to happen.
Yeah, and Lindsey, I get the feel, and maybe I was a little bit quicker with it than some others. I get the feel that as this day goes on, the people seem like, I think at the end of the day, they're going to say, I like the spot we're in. I honestly believe that. I hope they believe that.
Hopefully. Today should be an appreciation day. Yeah, you're sad.
I was going to
appreciate these nuts. This shit sucks.
No,
these nuts. All right.
You're gonna be hurt, and I'm not saying not to be hurt, but you still look back and say, "Hey, man, I feel like crap. We lost the game, but guess what? I like what I saw. I like how our season went. I like what we're building, and the future is bright."
I'll direct this one to Sam Flannel since we have him here. It's convenient. Super Saiyan Smoke says, I didn't hear Hutchinson getting called out one time for making a play in this game. Where was he at? I'll deflect to you, Flannel.
He swatted 2 balls.
Yeah.
Those are plays, by the way.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't his best day, but if we're talking about being in the spot where we're in and being happy, Aiden Hutchinson was phenomenal in the previous 2 playoff games. Helped get you those 2 playoff wins. He's been the best defensive player on this team all year.
Kind of like C.J. Gardner-Johnson made a play in the previous playoff wins.
Aiden Hutchinson had 3 sacks. C.J. Gardner-Johnson had 1 right place, right time interception. Don't try to minimize what Aiden Hutchinson did.
I'm not. I'm trying to maximize what C.J. Gardner-Johnson did.
I'm just saying, Aiden this year, he was your best defensive player. He was, for a lot of the year, your only pass rush, but he didn't have a great day, but so did a lot of players on the defensive side of the ball. Not excusing Hutch for this game. It's just, if you want to look at it from a liking our spot. Aiden Hutchinson is one of the least of the Lions' problems.
Mike says, I'm not doing that. It was a good year shit right now with the mad emoji. And Mike, look, we're human. We all have different timetables. I can't kill you on that. Right. And look, that was kind of my thing when I came in here today. I knew some people were going to be charged up about it. And I thought I did okay of kind of standing down a little bit. I'll give you your time. I will. Right. That's why we're not doing the financial thing today. Right. I'm going to give it till Wednesday, as a matter of fact. So make sure you tap in on Wednesday. We'll do the full financial breakdown.
R.I.P. Tuesdays tomorrow.
R.I.P. Tuesdays tomorrow.
That's going to suck.
How unfair is it, by the way, that we've been doing this? I was a little kid the last time the Lions went to the NFC Championship game. We kind of had our hearts ripped out yesterday. But Taylor Swift parachutes in here in October and gets to go to a Super Bowl in 3 months.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not going at Taylor Swift. That's a battle I will not fight because her fans are crazy. And they outed that dude, the guy that made the deep fakes. Got his social security number on the internet. Got his home address on the internet. Dude. Taylor Swift fans are nuts.
No, look, it's two groups you don't mess with. You don't mess with the Beyonce Beehive, and you don't mess with the Swifties.
Yeah,
your ass is
those
grass.
Motherfuckers ride.
You mess with it. Hey, if you mess with those two groups, your ass is grass.
You'll wish you just got canceled.
And it wasn't even the guy that made the deep fake stuff. He just posted, just put them out there. Social security number on Twitter. Bro. Home address on Twitter. Full government name. Mother's maiden name on Twitter.
Somebody just bought a house with that dude's credit.
Yeah.
His mama calling rain, I'm gonna call him rain.
Shit was wild, man. I'm not fucking with that Taylor Swift fans.
Shad216, Campbell coaches to win. Fans want him to coach not to lose. You don't let the foot off the gas and settle for some rinky-dink ass field goal. And Shad, look, man, you know I stand on business with that, bro. Like that's exactly where I am with it too. And next year I'll be the same way. 100%. I'll be the same way. Robert Closia, Niners have zero chance the NFL will have Taylor Swift holding the Lombardi Trophy, period. Yeah. They won't do that, will they?
What?
If the Chiefs win, they won't have her on stage, right?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, they will. For sure. What?
Number one job, defeat the Swifties.
Yeah.
That's easy, Lindsey.
49ers need to do something for all of America.
He said for all of America.
For all of America.
Defeat the Swifties.
I saw Stavi, the comedian.
Yeah,
he's a big Baltimore guy, and he did a little Instagram rant, and he's like, "I see what you're doing, NFL. You're making it so little girls will enjoy football." He's like, "Football's not for them. Football's for a 40-year-old alcoholic gambling addict who's getting laid off with AutoZone. It's for us, man." That shit was so good.
For all the Spencer Rasters of the world, man.
That shit was so fun. Stavi's so good.
Man.
He's like, "Let's do it again." Because he does this whole bit about white trash Baltimore fans. He's like, "Let's do it again. Let's replay the game. But we get Joe Flacco as our quarterback this time. Can we get Joe Flacco?" That guy is so fucking funny.
Chuck, Neal, did you see it yesterday? They showed her as much as the guys on the stage when they got the trophy. It was pathetic. So she wasn't on stage yesterday.
She'll be on stage for Lombardi.
They can't.
Especially if Kelsey wins
It
MVP.
just depends on how far their relationship is going. You know what I mean? I think she's already chest bumping mom.
That moved quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, this relationship is progressing really fast.
I saw people like under the picture of them kissing. They're like, still don't believe it.
Dude, it took me like 2 months to get the nerve up to ask my father-in-law if I could marry his daughter. It took me 2 months just to get the nerve up to ask that question. Like, she's already hanging out with Jackson and all that shit, man. Like, come on.
That'd be the worst.
Come on.
Hang out with Jackson and Brittany. Oh, my God.
Ransom says Taylor Swift's on tour during the Super Bowl. It's supposed to be overseas around them. They'll cancel that.
Oh, she has jets. She'll fly back.
She'll
Private
be back.
jet.
But talk about a nightmare blunt rotation. Jackson Mahomes, Brittany Mahomes, and Taylor Swift. Oh God.
Yeah. All right. That's enough. Red Wings fan club. The Lions turned into the December Red Wings. So there's that as well. Hey, Tell them about the best game. The best game in the pet supply, pet food game.
The number one choice you need to make when you're looking for pet supplies is Premier Pet Supply. Because Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. They are family owned and operated for over 30 years, 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. They have a same day curbside and home delivery, so make sure you check out Premier Pet Supply. Like I said, they're the best in the game. They're the only choice you need to make. PremierPetSupply.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Baxter here with you. Shout out Hamlin Pub, by the way. Send
Shout out
pizza
Hamlin Pub.
for everybody. Like literally, it's just like a huge stack of pizza. But yeah, I do want to talk about it too. The Super Bowl obviously is set. And I'll say this from a Lions fan perspective. Losing like that, because we haven't experienced this in 30 plus years, certainly in the modern Super Bowl era. Lindsey, I'm not going to lie to you. My interest level is roughly about 10%. Where usually I'm all about the Super Bowl. I love the Super Bowl. I'm not saying I can't get there, but right now I'm not there.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that way the last 3 years. I didn't want to watch it, but I end up. You get yourself going because it's a fun thing.
Yeah.
You know, Usher's performing at halftime.
For sure.
Yeah, so
Taylor Swift will probably now too.
Nobody want to see her. Sorry, Swifties. We don't want to see her.
That's Lindsey Hunter's views. That does not necessarily reflect the views of Neal Ruhl. I celebrate her entire music collection.
No, you don't.
Lavender Haze is a good song, man.
Dude, I bought my daughter tickets to Taylor Swift.
You bought them?
Yes. When she came to Detroit years ago, I had to buy my daughter tickets to go see Taylor Swift. That shit is expensive. So Swift owes me some fucking money.
So there's that. What about you, Flannel? You into the Super Bowl still or not?
I mean, these next couple of days are going to be rough, but everybody and their mom who watches the show knows I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan, and if the Lions can't win it, I would like to see him get another notch.
I forgot about that.
Another notch on his GOAT shelf, because if he wins his third Super Bowl MVP, we're going to have to continue these conversations as can he catch Brady in accomplishments? Is he nearing Montana, like even though he's only been a starter for 6 seasons? So to me, that is going to be my point of intrigue. I know you guys are going to get annoyed by me saying that, but he's in there every year. So what are you going to do?
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jeremy Anderson says, quote, F the Super Bowl. So there's that out there. Brandon Knox, no, don't want to watch it. Where are you at with it, Spenny?
I'm going to watch the Super Bowl.
I am too, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to suck, yeah, but I'm going to watch the fucking Super Bowl. Like, you're all going to watch the Super Bowl.
Right, everybody's going to watch the Super Bowl. We know it. Because even if you only watch for the commercials.
I'm going to get real drunk, but I'm going to watch the Super Bowl.
Definitely that. But like, my buddies' wives, they're going to watch it for the commercials alone.
Mm-hmm. Everyone will fall back into their Super Bowl routine.
Oh, did you see that commercial? Oh, that bullshit.
I'm just not feeling it at all right now.
No, not right. If it was today, I wouldn't watch it. But in 2 weeks, yeah, I'll watch it.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there. Harley Brown says, I hope not a single Lions fan watches the game and watch Super Bowl ratings drop worse than ever. That will never happen.
Yeah.
that will
it's going to be the highest
happen.
rated show of the year like it is every single year.
Every year.
Right.
I'm not watching. I won't watch it. Oh, yeah. Come on, guys. Like, I get it. We're emotional. This sucks, but you're going to watch the Super Bowl.
Burn says, in the course of 40 minutes, Big D Energy has convinced me that the 49ers need to win, and despite losing, I am now a 49ers fan. But see, like...
We can't let Taylor Swift win a Super Bowl.
This is a...
I hadn't thought about this until we just started talking about it.
The 49ers are America's last hope. Unless you want to see Taylor Swift holding the Lombardi trophy.
They are. I hate that we're in this spot. Now I am pissed about yesterday.
Summer flings. I can hear the fucking song. The song writes itself.
Oh, God, this is funny.
The 49ers need to do what no one else in America can do, and it's keep Taylor Swift from winning a Lombardi
off the
podium.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Oh, man.
I hate being in this spot, man.
Oh,
damn.
This is funny.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, Swift fans are making a break record. It's going to be the most watched Super Bowl ever.
All the Swifties are going to watch it. They don't even know what the hell they're looking at.
Exactly.
By the way, did everybody see that? I can't remember if I talked about it with you guys. Did anybody see old Peacock got just under 3 million new subscribers for that Chiefs-Dolphins playoff game? But I thought nobody's going to watch it.
Summer flings.
I thought on Twitter it was boycott Peacock. Somebody's lying.
Yeah, everybody's lying. 3 million people.
Yeah, absolutely. Catspot says KC will make Purdy play from behind, and the Chiefs have a real defense. No, they do.
Chiefs defense is legit, but I mean, Niners got a good defense too.
They do. How do you see it? How do you see it playing out? Early reaction to it.
Niners by 1 million.
Lindsey,
we can't let the ultimate evil win.
I think it'll probably be like 35-28 Niners.
Flannel.
I think it'll be something like 27-24 Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is just too good. He's
we've heard that already, okay? We don't need your soliloquy about how great he is.
I mean, he's the best in the game right now.
Yep, and he's going down.
We'll see.
Lunchbox Hooligans. Neal, here's a stat for you. Badgley is 9 for 20, 48% from 48 yards or longer. He's the worst among kickers in the NFL right now.
Too bad that wasn't a 48-yard field goal. Come on.
Oh, I know, because at 45, magically, it's better.
Why'd they pick an arbitrary number like 48 then? I mean, what are we even talking about? I'm just saying Michael Badgley is not the worst kicker ever.
I heard a weird stat about him kicking, especially outdoors.
Super Bowl rings, summer flings.
Oh, please don't do that. I can't do it. Can't do the Taylor Swift.
I'm in the bar, outside of my car. I've seen like lyric breakdowns. She rhymes bar and car like 20 times.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not that. I mean, nobody calls her a lyricist. She makes hits though. Biggest pop star in the world for sure.
What about Lamar? Oh,
see you later, Lamar. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lamar choke job is definitely getting underplayed because of the Lions choke job. It's kind of getting.
I don't think so, because his playoff record sucks.
Well, plus, you know what's going to happen? Because he's going to get that MVP award. And then, this will have blown over, like the Lions thing will have blown over. And when he gets that MVP award, keep an eye on Twitter that day. He's going to get roasted. He's going to get roasted.
They're already cooking him.
He's got to win one. He's got to. Like, he's under the same pressure, I think, that the 49ers are. Like, the Niners have to win this. Yes. Have to. Lamar's got to win one. And to me, did it look like he was playing like somebody like that on Sunday?
Yeah, he was trying to
gripping it a little bit.
He's doing a little too much.
He was like he was trying to throw a 9-point touchdown pass. Like it was tough, man. And then Zay Flowers getting penalties and fumbling the ball into the end zone and all that kind of stuff. Like, and it's kind of poetic. This is where, oddly enough, like with the Ravens and the Lions, I kind of did a cross comparison of it in my mind at that time. Like, you have Lamar Jackson, who will be a 2-time MVP, $250 million contract, and the best you have for him is a receiver that went to Boston College. Like, that's their answer? That's their guy, Flannel?
But at the end of the day, I mean, he was still a damn good rookie. They still had Mark Andrews for part of the season, and we all like Isaiah Likely. It's just, right now with Lamar Jackson, he's just a great regular season quarterback. His playoff numbers are eons below what his regular season numbers are, and the record speaks for itself. He is, in terms of great regular season quarterbacks, nobody in the history of the NFL has underperformed in the playoffs more than Lamar Jackson. And they had a defense that only gave up 17 to the Chiefs. That was just... You can say that the Zay Flowers thing wasn't his fault. You could say that the fumble was a blindside hit. But that interception he threw in the end zone when they still had a chance to tie the game, that was terrible. And that's kind of been Lamar's playoff career, unfortunately.
Oh, the real Carl Collins checking in. Stop hating. Lamar is way better than the bridge in Detroit. Well, Kate Collins, that bridge is like the Gordie Howe Bridge. It's meant to be finished soon because they've already announced that they're in discussions for that, and that's going to get wrapped up. That's a different discussion, though, for a different day. It's just when we come back, I want to one more round, man. I'm going to call this the Spenny segment. The this sucks segment.
Shit sucks.
It does, man.
Yeah, man. No, losing sucks.
This loss is a lot like a hangover. I came in. Like, you know how when you're out drinking and you wake up and you see if you get away with it or not, right? Like, you don't have that thumping headache right away and you're like, did I get away with this? And then you get up and you get like a dizzy spell real quick and you're like, oh, no, I didn't. And then you start,
that's the worst.
You're cold, like your hands and feet are cold, but then you start sweating and you're like, oh, no, it's going to be a bad one. But then you stop sweating and then you start feeling okay again. That's what I was when I walked in the studio to start the show. I'm like, all right, it was a mild one. We're over it. But as the show goes on,
wears on you.
Yeah, like I'm going through a valley again. Like I'm starting to sweat again. And I've already took Motrin. And I don't know what to do right now because it sucks. When we come back, it sucks. One last talk it out. Is that fair? And then tomorrow we come back. We start looking ahead.
That's fair.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
All right. WoodwardSports.com/merch. That is the play for you. You could have the flyest sports gear in all the sports world. The Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. Get them in for next year, everybody. It's hoodie season. It's beanie season. It's winter time. The sun's never going to come out again. You're always going to have to wear a winter hat for the next 5 months. So get yours at WoodwardSports.com/shop.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
What up,
Woodward Sports, Dispo Dispensary is bringing the ultimate experience for the big game in Vegas, and they want you there. You can win 2 tickets to the big game, plus a flight, hotel, and accommodations by following these simple steps. First, follow dispo.michigan, @ShowMedicated, and @ShowMedicatedCBD on Instagram. Like Dispo's pinned post, comment and tag someone you love to bring. Plus, if you repost on your story, you get an extra entry. It's that easy. Join the Dispo family for a chance to score in Vegas. The big game awaits. Follow, like, tag, and repost now.
Keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. I'm doing a Spencer Raxter This Sucks
Shit
segment.
sucks.
What sucks the most, Lindsey?
Just that, the empty feeling you have after a loss like that. I remember going in my little game room, cutting all the lights off, sitting there. Didn't take my phone in. Sat in my little chair, my little comfortable recliner, and wept by myself. I didn't want anybody in there with me. I said, okay, I'm gonna get this cry out the way, and I'm gonna get back to life. And I did. Got my crying over with. And was like, man. Didn't want to go outside.
Didn't want to see people.
No, didn't want to see people at all. I was like, I don't even want to just walk around.
Because you were at the height of Lindsey Hunterism at that time. Yeah.
Just think about it. We went from winning a championship to I was getting everything free. I was getting free groceries. I was getting free gas. I didn't pay for nothing in the city. I was like, man, I'm treated like a king. And we lost. No big bonus checks.
No Ferraris in the driveway.
No more being greeted. No free groceries.
Hey, excuse me, Mr. Hunter, did you pay for this shit, by the way? Flannel, man. What sucks the most?
I think...
What hurts the most?
Yeah, right. At this point, we should be like singing that. But I think what sucks the most is that for a single half of football, the first half, we saw
good one. Good one.
We saw the Lions physically beat the piss out of the 49ers. And then in the second half, my thinking was all the Lions really had to do was just play clean. And even with that first stop of the 49ers when they held them to a field goal, I thought that's a win at this point. But the Lions, whether they were the right calls or not, they had 2 possessions that ended inside the 49ers' 30-yard line with 0 points. Jahmyr Gibbs had a fumble, which directly led to an easy 7 for the 49ers. So a lot of things just had to go terribly wrong in conjunction with each other in order for the Lions to basically look like a completely different team. It was literally an A+ first half and like an F- second half. And I'll always remember that first half. It's a tough one.
Wyatt Bear, I turned off my phone and started to actually work. I just had to hear Neal's take on the game. Won't listen to anybody else this week. Well, thanks, Wyatt. I appreciate that. Spenny, what sucks the most?
What sucks the most is that you felt like this is the year. You felt like the stars were aligning. You felt like the destiny was there. You end the season how you started it. Lions, Chiefs in the Super Bowl. You got Ben Johnson still, Aaron Glenn still. This defense is clicking. You're getting healthy. You got guys back at the right time. Your offense is hot. Your team's ready to go. And like Flannel said, you go out there and you punch them in the fucking mouth for a whole half, and then you choke it away in the second half. That's what hurts the most. That's what hurts the most is the writing was on the wall that this could be the year.
I think what sucks the most to me is like watching the game there with my friends, and we were gonna get the talk for 2 weeks. We were gonna be involved. Mm-hmm. We were gonna be Radio Row.
When's it my time?
Yeah. Like we were gonna get our shot. You know what we were gonna do? We had this all lined. We talked about this at halftime. We had this all lined up. Mm-hmm. We were gonna go to my buddy's house and tailgate in the driveway at like 7 a.m. The grill, the keg and eggs.
Oh yeah.
In his driveway, like in his sub. And who's gonna say no to that? Nobody would say no to that.
Nobody would say no to that.
We were gonna take part in all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the 6-hour pregame show. We were finally gonna be involved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm even past like the game, like the plays of the game. I'm more I'm more devastated by what the loss represents and what we lost out on because of the loss. We were going to have a seat at the table. We were going to be one of those teams. And you know what else? You got 2 more weeks of this. Yeah. Because I loved this, Lindsey. I loved everything that went around it. I loved the town. I loved the city. I loved when you went into the airport. That's what sucks to me about this. All that's over now. And we would have had 2 more weeks of it. And it would have been, like, you think it was something incredible now? Think about what it would have been like the next 2 weeks.
Oh, it would have been bananas.
Just, you go to any restaurant and everybody's Lions geared up. I'm talking like Friday, Saturday. Like, it was cool to wear Lions stuff again, man. And it may still be like that. I don't know.
It will.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it will.
But it's never going to be like that. I had forgotten about that. And like, as a city, we've been down for so long. I had forgotten what it was. I saw Lions car flags in the parking lot of the spot I went to. You know how long it's been since I saw a car flag? That's Red Wing shit back in the day.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's what sucks about it, man. It isn't the game. It isn't losing. It's what we lost out on. That's what hurts, man. That's what sucks.
Yeah, it's definitely a Debbie Downer. But the bright side of it is, you know, I there's no doubt. I feel like the Lions are going to be. They're going to be. Next
in this
couple
mix.
Years, they're going to be in this mix for years to come. They'll be knocking on that door or getting to the Super Bowl in the very, very soon. Very soon.
And Lindsey, and I know what people are going to do in the chat right now. Corey Berry says it. Knowing how hard it is to get on the doorstep to the Super Bowl is the hardest. And I know what everyone's going to say. They're going to say, bless you. They're going to say, bless you, Spencer, number one.
Thank you.
But I know what everybody's going to say, so I'll just cut you guys off with it right now. With the, we were told that before, and it took forever to get back. But, Lindsey, we were also told that this team doesn't win playoff games, that this team doesn't win divisions, that this team can't draft talent. We were told all those things, too. And all those things were rebuffed. They were answered. They did that. I guess you can't do it all in one season, but that's what gives me the inner peace.
And I hear somebody in the chat said, we can't replicate the energy we had this season. If you watch football, do you watch certain stadiums, certain fandom have that energy year in and year out? Why would it be different? It'll be more intense next year.
Oh, yeah, especially, too, if you take that, if you continue to take a step forward, what's a step forward? The number 1 seed in the NFC.
Exactly. It's going to be nuts.
Can you imagine an NFC Championship game at 4? If you could tell me they ain't going to recreate that energy,
no,
it'll be twice.
Be magnified.
Yes.
Be magnified.
It'll be twice. Don Rivera, I'm proud of our team. Ain't nothing going to change that, and nothing about that's going to make me feel bad. No, and I know, and I got what I asked for, right? I got the hat.
Yep.
I got that new hat instead of my Roar Restored stained 1991 NFC Central Division champion hat, because that's what I had. And again, we get to let Chef Holmes cook, man. Ricky Bobby, if Goff and Jamo don't work on that deep ball all off season, so help me God, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yes.
They'll be fine. Lorenzo Peterson, another elite pass rusher, defensive tackle, guard, cornerback. Yeah, that's 4. Just so happens that Holmes has 4 of those picks in the first 3 rounds. Stephen Baffey, my only real bitch that this does reflect directly on Dan Campbell. It's how the Lions were flat and had their ass kicked in every third quarter of every game all season long. And I know that's kind of been a narrative on there. And Ben Johnson's taken a lot of slander. So I guess, Benny, some people are going to be happy when Ben Johnson takes that Commander's job, huh?
Must be.
So, like, every one of you that put that message in there about, Ben Johnson choked, Ben Johnson sucked.
And they want to sign Badgley to a 6-year contract.
For $30 million.
$30 million, yep.
All guaranteed.
Best kicker in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Life with Cool says, we broke too many generational curses not to be happy with this season. And Lindsey, that's the overriding message to all this. Which is a microcosm of what I just said. We were for the we don't know when we'll be back here crowd. We also were told you don't win divisions and you don't win playoff games.
Right.
And here we are. So that's my conviction is stronger now. So I'm glad we did this segment, Spenny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we did it because
shit sucks.
You know what doesn't suck? A haircut at Lady Jane's.
Yeah, that's for sure. A haircut at Lady Jane's definitely does not suck. And Lady Jane's, you can come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience, automatically entered to win a trip of your dreams, and all expenses paid suite to the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Dreaming of a new home but feeling a financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
All right, final segment of the show. We did it. We made it through the Monday after. We're still standing. Yeah. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Don't forget about the podcast as well, the Big D Energy podcast, wherever you get podcasts. Rate it, review it, subscribe to it. We certainly do appreciate that. All right. Thomas Rotondi says, come on, Neal, give us one off-season move we need the most. People are waiting.
Matabuki!
People are waiting on the financial show. We'll do it on Wednesday. It's got Top 5 Wednesday. And we'll do the Lions financial breakdown as well. I'll give you the move, Thomas, and it's not like a personnel move. The biggest move this offseason, what's the decision going to be on Jonah Jackson? That's the one. What do you do? What do you do with Jonah Jackson? That's the question. Spenny? What are you doing with Jonah Jackson?
I'm letting Jonah Jackson walk, and I'm re-signing Graham Glasgow. I don't feel comfortable signing Jonah Jackson to a long contract for how much he gets injured. And I think, at least in the first half, against the Niners, like, they looked pretty damn good as an offensive line unit without Jonah Jackson. So he's a great player. He's definitely, if you could promise me that he wouldn't be missing games and he wouldn't be injured, I would say sign him, but I would let him walk. I would re-sign Graham Glasgow, and I would draft an offensive lineman.
Because you can probably, with where you are, you can get the best guard in the draft, typically, right?
Yeah.
Typically. Here on Mark M says 2-year deal. Jonah Jackson's not taking a 2-year deal. Like, guys,
not a chance.
This isn't Madden here, all right? This isn't your Madden simulator. This is real life. This is his contract that sets him up. He ain't taking a 2-year deal.
That's a tough situation, too, for a guy that stays injured as much. But
he's good.
He's good. He's damn good. When he plays, he's very good.
Right. That's just tough. But NFL, there are no guarantees. There's no guarantees anybody's going to be healthy.
And we don't know. Decker might retire. Frank might retire. We don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Frank will, just because he's only like 30, even though he's got a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Decker is pretty close. Yeah. I could see him wanting to run him. I could see him both wanting to run it back.
Run it back one more. Give it one more shot at it.
Yeah.
I don't know, Lindsey.
Franchise tag? No, we can't franchise tag Jonah. Rusty Shackelford. I thought of that too, but it's not like an offensive guard.
No, it's offensive
It's offensive line franchise tag.
What was it, 18?
Yeah.
18 million?
I think it was more than that.
Yeah. It was a big.
I think it was 20.
Big. Sully says, this loss hurts, but in the words of Dan Campbell, we're built for this ish. Detroit built their team the right way and will contend for multiple years to come. And Sully also said, made some amazing memories this season. Going to watch the divisional round with my daughter was one of the best sports memories of my life. And that's it, too. Like, I was in Vegas with my buddies, watching the Lions-Bucks game, on the big screen out there. And, like, my buddy Dennis, tears coming down his face because they're going to the NFC Championship game. So much to the lady that was there watching from New Jersey or something. She started crying. She's like, I was looking at you crying. It made me see, how that stuff works, Like, and those are the memories, man. Like, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. The Deckard thing, Lindsey, I'm going to ask you an unfair question, obviously, but put yourself in his shoes when you were coming down towards the end of your career. How do you think you would lean? You don't know how he feels or anything like that, but I'm just give me a guess.
Well, going on the great season that he had, the team had, I would be feeling like I want to run him back. Like let's go back. I want to go back and see if we can finish this thing because we're this close, and you don't get that close often. And these windows open and close yearly. Your window is open right now. I've played a long time without feeling like this. I like the way this feels, and let's strap it on and go for it again.
Shelby Rice, I'm still so angry. Well, again, we're all different. We're all different people.
Right.
I've had some closure, though. I appreciate all my friends here for being here for me, and I'll miss the show content too. Like let's not mince words about that.
Right.
You ready to talk some hockey, Lindsey?
I guess.
Big win for the Pistons yesterday. 3-1-3.
Big win. Yeah, lost to Washington the night before.
We're taking your calls. It was, man. It was a nice win.
It was, but we lost to the Wizards.
Yeah. Mark Walston, we can't run it back with Cam and Vildor. We got away with one.
Kool-Aid
McKinstry?
Go get Kool-Aid. Or sign L'Jarius Sneed.
So you want to take 2 first-round picks?
Yeah, I mean,
you want the best guard and Kool-Aid McKinstry?
Yeah, no, I don't need the best. I would take Kool-Aid for sure over. You need a cornerback one. You need a cornerback. I like him. He's a good cornerback too. He's not a cornerback one. You need a lockdown corner. You need one. Absolutely need one. That is priority number 1.
I'll leave you with this one. Drell 10 says, resign Nate Sudfeld. So there it is,
there
everybody.
We go. Bring him back.
Bring him home.
Bring him home.
Bring him home, everybody. All right. Tomorrow, we will be back at it. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the whole Lions season long. Thank you, guys. And it's been an incredible ride, but we'll be back at it again tomorrow. For the NBA champion, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, and Spencer Raxter, I'm Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping into Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Peace.